Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. I will now call the meeting to order and begin with a roll call.
Board Member Irvin,
Here.
Board Member Cornett,
Here.
Board Clerk Espericueta,
Here.
Board President Girardi,
Here.
and we have Board Member Jarrell absent today.
Thank you very much. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by our Board Clerk, Sergio Espericueta?
Ready? Start. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Would you please remain standing? I apologize. We'd like to take a moment of silence to be observed for William Elliott, better known as Bruce. Bruce dedicated 26 years of service as a teacher. He began his teaching career with Palm Springs Unified in August of 2019 as a PE teacher at Bella Vista Elementary School. Thank you. Would you please be seated? All right, next up will be a reading of our mission statement by our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Jeff Simmons.
Thank you. All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world.
Thank you, Jeff. Item 7 is report of closed session actions. Clerk Espericueta, are there any closed session actions to report this evening?
President Girardi, there are no closed session items to report.
Thank you. Item 8 is approval of the agenda. Prior to approving the agenda, I would like to pull item 15I, I believe that is. So can we get a motion to approve the agenda with the noted revision?
Move for approval.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. Item 9 is public comments. Clerk Espericueta, we received any email comments?
Yes, we received one electronic comments that had been distributed to the Board of Education.
Thank you very much. Next up will be in-person comments. All comments will be directed to the board. Please be under 3 minutes and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Please understand that board members cannot respond during public comments as they're not agendized items. I have one speaker card, Mr. Isaiah Hagerman.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Board President, members of the board. I'm here to represent the city of Rancho Mirage. I'm the city manager, and I just wanted to express my appreciation to the board and to your staff for pulling item 15L from the agenda today. The city looks forward to working with the district to resolve any concerns that neighbors might have so that we can get this project back on track. The city values this relationship with the district and with the high school. We've been able to accomplish some really great things over the year with the district and with the high school, and the city definitely enjoys having the high school there and recognizes this importance to the community and the athletic programs that go along with that. So I just wanted to take a moment to express my appreciation and say thank you, and we look forward to working with your staff.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to introduce Mr. Hagerman. He is the city manager for the city of Rancho Mirage, and thank you for coming and expressing your concerns. And I'd like the record to note I did make a mistake. I said 15I, and it was 15L that we were pulling. Thank you. Anybody else want to address the board before we continue? All right.
Do we need to take another motion, or it's okay?
No, I think we're okay.
Okay.
That brings us to item 10. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Where am I? Yeah, item 10, board action items. 10A is approval of certificated and classified employee transactions. Lasagna Pitts is going to introduce our new appointment.
I'm going to invite Dr. Karen Demick to the podium to join me. I'm going to say a couple of things about you. So tonight we are pleased to recommend Dr. Karen Demick for the Director of College and Career Readiness position. Dr. Demick began her career at Palm Springs Unified as a vice principal at Desert Hot Springs High School in 2009. She should be recognized as the author of the first California Partnership Academy, known as the Renewable Energy Academy of Learning, or REAL, in this role. She moved to Cathedral City High School in 2010 and worked as the assistant principal for 8 years. At CCHS, Dr. Demick was an integral part of the Digital Arts Technology Academy, also known as DATA, and the Health Academy for Learning, HEAL, along with AVID and IB programs. Dr. Demick has been the principal at Nellie Kaufman Middle School since 2018. In this role, she has been extremely successful. A few of her accomplishments include establishing the first and only Middle School Foundations Academy in the Arts, Media, and Entertainment Industry pathway, articulating to high school. Also being recognized as a state and national school to watch by California Department of Education, and launching Cougar Den Innovation Lab, one of the earliest wellness centers in the district. Dr. Demick commented that college and career readiness has served as the impetus for the design and implementation of programs at the secondary level. We believe that she is well prepared with the experience and passion to be very successful as the Director of College and Career Readiness. Dr. Demick, would you like to address the board? Make some comments?
Let me just lower this. Ooh. Good evening, everyone. First off, I would like to thank the Board of Education, Dr. Signore, and Cabinet for this wonderful opportunity and for your belief in me. I am really excited to work with all stakeholders, work with the Educational Services team, and work with our community, our schools, in building partnerships and increasing access and equity for all of our students in establishing our K through 12 college and career readiness plan. I'd also like to take this moment and thank many special people in the room, specifically my mom, and she's here today, and she has just been my rock, in addition to my dad, my sister, my mother and father-in-law, and so many other relatives from across the country and abroad as well. Also, my husband, Mark, for his unwavering support of everything that I've done in education. Lucy and Luke, who are awesome rock stars, my kids. And to my Nellie Kaufman Middle School family, it has been an absolute honor to serve for the past 5 years. Amazing staff. We have done so much together, and I believe that will all continue and then some because of the wonderful staff at the school. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Can we get a motion to pass item 10A?
I move the motion.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. Congratulations, Dr. Demick. All right, now that will take us to presentations. Our first presentation is 11A, presentation on the triannual assessment of the district wellness policy R4. Mr. Jeff Simmons.
Thank you, members of the board, members of the audience. I'd like to introduce Jezebel Cancino. She is our marketing wellness coordinator, and she is here to report on the, to give the report of the triannual assessment of the district's wellness policy. So please, come on.
Can you hear me okay? Good evening. All right, thank you for having me. My name is Jezebel Cancino. I am the Wellness Coordinator for Nutrition Services. I'm here today to discuss the findings of our triennial assessment of the district's wellness policy. A triennial assessment is composed of 4 parts. Okay, it's composed of a comparison to a model local wellness policy, extent of compliance for all schools within the district school wellness policy, progress made in attaining the goals of the wellness policy, in a triennial assessment report to the public. An assessment of our wellness policy is required every 3 years. The last time our policy was assessed was in 2017, and the next triennial assessment was due in 2020. However, through the pandemic, there were COVID waivers in place that waived this requirement. Since June 30th of 2017, the local school wellness policy at a minimum must include the following requirements: measurable goals in nutrition promotion and education, physical activity and other school-based activities that promote student wellness. I apologize. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Nutrition guidelines for all food and beverages, policies for food and beverage marketing, stakeholder involvement, triennial assessment, annual updates regarding the local school wellness policy and its contents, and the designation of one or more local educational agency official to represent their school site and ensure the compliance of the wellness policy. Okay. So let's go over a summary of the revisions to our wellness policy. Under staff and community participation section, we added students, staff, and our community members are welcome to join the committee. Addressing community involvement within our wellness committee. Under school meals, we added a statement that addresses universal meals to students, alternate income forms, and the protection of our students' income privacy. Under the lunch criteria, we omitted the following statement and replaced it with the new statement that addresses the availability of free drinking water via refill stations. Nutrition education was addressed as follows. We omitted the word schools to revise the new statement to read every grade level TK through 12 will provide nutrition education and engage in nutrition promotion. By omitting schools, we were being more specific to the requirement being addressed at all grade levels. We added, where integration is appropriate, to the following statement and added to the action plan under nutrition education. We addressed adding the healthiest choices such as salads, veggies, and fruits to be prominently displayed in the cafeteria. We also addressed the marketing of unhealthy foods on school campus. Additions were made to the physical education component of our wellness policy. We addressed providing physical activity breaks for every 60 minutes of instructional time when allowable. We encourage all students to participate in the district's physical education program unless otherwise exempt. We encourage schools to provide physical activity breaks when feasible, and to use physical activity as a reward when possible. We addressed annual professional development for our physical education teachers and encourage our sites to to incorporate families and communities in physical education events. For example, the annual track meet hosted by our district. We encourage fostering lifelong habits of physical activity. Additions were made to the local wellness policy section. Our goal is to collaborate with all school sites and ETIS to ensure all school websites make mention of our local school wellness policy. We also will add the report of our assessment to our nutrition services website for public review. Additions were made to our criteria for competitive foods. The district shall follow all federal and state nutrition standards for all food served in schools. Advertising of any food or beverage that is not Smart Snack compliant is prohibited during the school day. We discourage student exposure to food marketing of any kind during the school day, and we encourage schools to avoid participation in fundraising that is inconsistent with our goals for a healthy school community. We also revised and implemented additional goals. We omitted the following statement as the Healthier U.S. Challenge is no longer being conducted. We addressed program outreach that includes ways to increase participation in our school breakfast and school lunch programs, such as celebration of National School Lunch Week, school breakfast weeks, smoothie bike award events, salad bars, and vended reimbursable meals. Additional goals include providing parents with a list of allowable party foods that meet our Smart Snack standards. Title revisions were made to Appendix A, and Appendix B was omitted as Healthier U.S. School Challenge Smarter Lunchrooms is no longer an active program. To assess compliance of our local school wellness policy, 9 sites chose to participate in our survey. This survey addressed the implementation of nutrition education, requirements, nutrition promotion, physical activity, federal and state meal standards, adequate time to eat, and local wellness policy implementation. Agua Caliente Elementary School, Catherine Finchie Elementary School, Rancho Mirage Elementary School, Della S. Lindley Elementary, Two Bunch Palms Elementary, Rio Vista Elementary, Cathedral City Elementary, Raymond Crane Middle School, and Mount San Jacinto High School participated in our survey. 5 out of 9 schools met partial compliance for the nutrition education components. 8 out of 9 schools met the nutrition promotion requirements. 8 out of 9 schools met the physical activity requirements. That's this graph here. And 9 out of 9 schools met the federal state meal standards for breakfast and lunch. 9 out of 9 schools were compliant with foods offered. 6 out of 9 schools were compliant with food and beverage marketing. Make sure I'm on the right one. Okay. Our district is also compliant with public involvement, public notification, and the triennial assessment components required. Some more results include 7 out of 9 schools reported having a representative school health committee or team. 4 out of 9 schools prohibit the use of food as a reward that does not meet our Smart Snack. 6 out of 9 schools showed our wellness policy in place, and 100% of schools reported having adequate time to eat their school meals. We are currently working with our school sites to establish a wellness champion at every school site. We have implemented a new goal that encourages food that is used as an incentive to be Smart Snack only. We encourage pizza parties and smoothie bike events that are conducted by nutrition services and brought to various sites. We celebrate Student of the Month and other occasions desired by the school site. With the implementation of our grants, we hope to have all sites implement our wellness policy. Okay, so some areas of strength. Majority of schools showed strength in having the district's wellness policy fully in place. 100% of schools' meals, lunch and breakfast are fully in place. Majority of schools showed strength in variety of offerings in school meals. 100% of schools had adequate time to eat their meals as well. Some areas of opportunity are engaging families in nutrition education and school meals, the implementation of nutrition education curriculum, implementation of farm-to-school activities. And some district priorities will be with the assistance of our farm-to-school grant, implementation of farm-to-school activities will be a priority for our 23-24 academic year. Nutrition education will be increasingly feasible through our farm-to-school grant. Seeking out nutrition curriculum through various resources will also be a priority. Engage and increase family participation will be more attainable through the increased participation of our wellness committee and increase farm-to-school activities during the 23-24 academic year. We hope to engage families in our farm-to-school events. When conducting a farmer's market, for example, with the school, this allows the students to take home farm-fresh produce to their families. Increase engagement of families in our school events that utilize our smoothie bike, and ensure parents are aware of the allowable items for a classroom party. Continuation of events like the annual district track meet that invites families to watch their students. We also want to focus on the resources we can extend to our school sites that can assist in the nutrition education process. Based on the triennial report shared with you today, I will be presenting to you our implemented changes into the wellness policy at a later board meeting. So we have lots of exciting things cooking up in nutrition services for the 2023-2024 academic year that will help us with the implementation of our wellness policy. Through the assistance of our Farm to School grant, we plan to install digital menu boards at all of our school sites. These digital menu boards will display the site's menu, messages from our farmers, school events, and much more. We will plan to have a farmers market at all school sites, elementary through high school level, brought to the students by our contracted farmers from Thermal, Redlands, and Fresno. We intend to celebrate National School Lunch Week, School Breakfast Week, and continue to serve up nutritious meals with a smile. 2 to 3 wellness committee meetings will be held along with assigning a school wellness champion at each site. We also hope to apply for more schools to participate in our fresh fruit and vegetable grant, a grant by the California Department of Education, currently being implemented at Julius Corsini, Kauai, and Cabot Yerkes elementary schools. We plan to increase our participants in school pizza parties brought to school sites by Nutrition Services, smoothie bike events, and Harvest of the Month events. We are eager to kick off our 2023-2024 school year, and we thank you for your help in maintaining the health and the well-being of our students.
Thank you, Jezebel. Very well done.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any comments or questions?
Do we have a nutrition education program or a curriculum that's available to our school sites and teachers?
So we do extend resources out to our staff. Like, for example, last year, and it stems from produce that we serve through our fresh fruit and vegetable program at recess time through those 3 school sites. I extended nutrition education, and I shared it with our site principals and site admin. Yes, but like mentioned in some of our priorities, a goal of ours is to extend more resources out to our staff.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Anything? I have a question.
Yes.
We only had 9 schools participate in our survey. Do you know why? I mean, why we didn't have better participation?
I think a big reason why we didn't have a better participation is because the survey was given out towards the end of the school year, which is a very busy time for our site admin. It's understandable. I would say another reason would be the user friendliness of the survey. Our goal with the next triennial assessment will be to do the survey via Google Forms, which would be a better user-friendly way of getting the sites to just answer and send in their responses back to us.
So are we going to address those issues?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, good. All right, anybody else? All right, well, very well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is Expanded Learning Opportunities Program, and I believe Dr. Kovets is going to introduce this one.
Yes, I'm so pleased to introduce our Director of Expanded Learning Opportunities Programs, Ms. Gascoigne, and she'll be presenting some highlights from the 22-23 school year. Go ahead, Amber.
Let the timer begin. All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining, and thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share the highlights of this past year and then also talk to you about what's coming up this current school year. So just some of the overall highlights from this past year. We provided opportunities for all of our certificated staff in the elementary and middle schools to engage in intervention opportunities. And so we had about 80 certificated teachers from the elementary and middle schools that did provide intervention to their students. So we were able to reach about 500 students each trimester. We had some specifications on focusing on ELA, then math, and then whatever the need was during the 3rd trimester, just to keep it a little bit more focused this first time around. And then we also, in addition to that intervention piece, partnered with Varsity Tutor to provide tutoring for all of our students in our district. So that was TK through 12th grade. We had about 200 students throughout the school year that were accessing the program. This is a virtual program, but they actually see their tutor on the computer screen, so they have that one-to-one engagement, which proved to be so much more beneficial than programs that we've worked with before where it was a chat-based feature that just didn't really meet the needs of our kids. And we sent out the flyer just before summer started, and we had about 100 students accessing the program during the summer regularly as well. So keeping up on some of that learning loss and making sure that they're keeping on track. We had great feedback from the parents from the program as well, which was nice to hear. A lot of families just felt supported in ways that they weren't able to do things at home, and so it made it a nice transition for them. We had TK kids participating. The nice part about varsity is that they find tutors that match the needs of the students. So if they were a former science teacher, they're pairing them with a student who may need help in science. For our Spanish speakers, they were able to find tutors that also spoke Spanish so that that didn't become one of the barriers. We also partnered with Think Together this past year and had a successful year. It was a bit challenging at the beginning just because of staffing, like so many other places have faced, but we were able to overcome those barriers. And they ended up hiring about 147 program leads in this past school year. We provided a before-school program to all of our middle school sites and averaged about 40 students at each of those sites, with Raymond Cree having 58 students attending each morning. So that program runs an hour before the gates open for our students. And then our after-school programs served almost 5,000 students this past year. We grew. So because of ELOP funding, we were able to offer program after school for TK and kindergarten elementary schools, and then we also offered expansion in all of the other grade levels. And I'm excited to say that we already have 6 schools for this current school year that are going to be starting the year at over 120 students. And with ACES funding, we're only allotted about 84 slots. So ELOP is making a huge impact in helping our families and supporting them in their needs. And then in addition to staff offering intervention, we gave them the opportunity to do enrichment. So allowing them to shine in ways that they don't necessarily get to do that in the classroom. So we had teachers that were doing sewing, coding, gardening, drums. It was just a wide variety of opportunities, and there's some pictures here of just the various things that our teachers got to do. So doing yoga with their students, the vocal academy at James Workman. So just giving our teachers that opportunity to really shine in other ways. And then one of the other pieces that we brought in using outside partners, community partners, was our hubs. So we did cooking, dance, and art. And our cooking club focused on the Cathedral City schools to begin with. And so we had a K2 group at each site, a 3-5 group at each site, and then the middle schools each got a group. So 6 weeks, an hour a week of cooking lessons. They got to cut, they got to stir, they got to really be a part of it, they got to eat it. And so many of our families called and asked for the recipes because their kids had never eaten vegetables before, and for whatever reason, they went home and said they'd eaten vegetables that day. So it really gave kids an opportunity to explore new things that they weren't familiar with or comfortable with trying before. We also had a great partnership with Nickerson Rossi, so we provided dance opportunities in each of our hubs throughout the year. They did 7-week sessions, 1 hour a week. We had various times set up, so we paired them by age group. And then at the end of those 7 weeks, we did a final dance showcase. We also had the opportunity to do two-week sessions during the summer for added opportunities, and we got to partner with the Palm Springs Cultural Center and do a final showcase there as well. And then we also used Moxie Box Art for our art rotation. We had a certificated teacher that provided the lessons, and we did 6 weeks, 1 session each week for an hour. And we did the same thing where we rotated that throughout the year, throughout our hubs. And then at the end of that showcase, at the end of those sessions, we got to do an art showcase for the families to come and see all of the students and their masterpieces, which was a nice addition, because not always do kids get to show off in that regard. And then part of ELOP is having 30 non-instructional days. So those are days beyond the school year, and they have to be a minimum of 9 hours. So together with Think Together, we partnered to make sure that our students had well beyond those 9 hours. Most of our days actually ran 10 to 10 and a half hours. So on October 17th, the first 2 days of Thanksgiving break and the first 2 days of winter break, we held program at all 21 of our sites. So we included Cielo Vista in that as well. And we did off-site experiences. We went to the movies. We had experiences come onto campus. We had magicians there. We had gaming trucks. In December, we did a feast provided by our wonderful Nutrition Services Department and gave the kids an opportunity to do, again, new things that maybe they wouldn't have experienced otherwise. A lot of our kids, believe it or not, haven't been to the movies, especially with everything that's happened in the world in the last few years. So you know, they were excited to just be in cushy seats, and they brought blankets, and they were living their best lives. Popcorn and a movie, and they were good to go. And then the additional 30 days were met by doing our camps. So our winter and spring camps took place for a week each. So winter camp was the third week of break. We started small. We hosted at 2 sites, DSMS and Nellie Kaufman. We ran the morning program using certificated and classified staff from 8 to 1. And then we again partnered with Think Together to run program from 1 to 6 in the afternoon. And we had about 250 students attend between the 2 sites. And then we followed that up with a Saturday trip to the Firebirds game. So for a lot of them, it was their first experience, myself included, it being at a Firebirds game. So again, just a great way to bring our community together, build those partnerships, and have some fun doing it. And then the second week of spring break, we added an additional site. So we added on Raymond Cree, and we had approximately 500 students that attended. And we went out to a field trip to Aziz Farms, and that's kind of where our partnership started flourishing out there. Kids had a great time. If you saw pictures, they were eating carrots out of the ground and just having experiences that they hadn't had otherwise. All of our camps are provided, or all of our teachers at the camps are provided with lesson plans that are focused on all of our district initiatives. So we're integrating Kagan strategies, we're integrating number routines that we've learned from high impact math. We're using culturally relevant reading materials, so really making sure that we're supporting what they're doing during their regular instructional day. The other nice piece is that I put 2 certificated teachers in each classroom, so they're learning from each other. I don't put teachers together from the same school so that they have an opportunity to hear new ideas and just meet new people. I think the greatest thing in education is being able to share with each other, and so this has been giving us the opportunity for our teachers to really get to know others beyond their own school setting. And then in addition to doing the language arts and math, we also run it as a block schedule, you might say. So every hour is a different thing. So students are going in between classes. So we have art provided by artists, outside local artists. We have science going on for the 5th through 8th graders. We have STEAM teachers that are helping with the TK through 4 students. We again partner with Lift Enrichment to make sure that the kids have cooking classes. We partner with Camp of Champions to do drones. We are partnering with Hello World to bring in computer programming for 5th through 8th grade. And then we have music with Avenida Musica, who's a local music group here in the Valley. He was my Playworks coach, and so he and his brothers have been a band in Indio. They were born and raised out here, and they have a desire to give back to our community and give back to our students. And so they've been doing hands-on music with the kids, which they have loved. And then we've had our PE teachers willing to come and give their time as well. And so we bought street hockey equipment. So we are making future Firebirds with what we're doing. And then we've also integrated golf into our sessions as well. So there's just some pictures from camp, all of the excitement that the kids had. And then we mirrored that same idea for summer camp. Obviously that was a little bit longer, so we were able to do that for 3 weeks in June. Happy to report that we had about 1,000 kids attending every day for summer camp. And I think we had the time of our lives. The kids were super excited. The teachers were more than willing to be there, and we had a great time. So in addition to all of those things that I mentioned before, with all of the academic and enrichment pieces, we also had the opportunity to get out of the Valley. We took the kids out into Long Beach, and so we did a private harbor tour, a 45-minute boat ride, which most of our students have never been on a boat, and a lot of our staff have never been on a boat. So we got to see a lot of new experiences there. And then when we finished, we ate lunch provided by Nutrition Services. And then we got to go into the Aquarium of the Pacific and touch animals, which many of them had never done before either. We also took the kids down to San Diego to the safari park and had that opportunity as well. A lot of our kids haven't been on school buses, so even just that experience in and of itself was a feat. The first day out, driving to Long Beach, one of the kids on the 4th through 8th grade group said, we were just getting to Banning and it was kind of foggy outside, and he goes, I think we've entered another county. So it's just even those small realities, like our kids are just so used to what we see in our valley. So giving them that experience of being on a bus, having a bus breakdown, learning how to problem solve, all of those things, life lessons, all built into one. So just some pictures from summer camp. We dissected squid with the older kids. We did a lot of cooking. We partnered with Aziz Farms as well. We did another field trip out there for Water Day. And Aziz Farms was gracious enough to work with me, and we took all of the 3 lessons that the kids had done during cooking class, and he pulled in all of the non-perishable items that were on the cooking list. And we made a recipe book for each of the kids. They designed little aprons and measuring cups for the kids. And the last day of camp, the kids took that home in order to have a family experience as well. So we had families reaching out with pictures of their new chefs in their kitchens. So it's been nice because that was a way for us to also incorporate the families and let them know what we were doing during those days as well. So I don't know if these are going to play because we put them in PowerPoint, but I'm going to share videos with you if that would be okay later on. These are just 3 of the videos that I have, but these are our kids that are sharing their different experiences. Camilla talks about her love of music and how it helps her express her emotions. Brandon talks about this opportunity being at a new school site with different people. He got to make some new friends. And I think that that's valuable, going into middle school in a couple of years, knowing people other than just what's on your own campus. And then Saul was super jazzed because he was on the boat and he was headed into the aquarium and he knew he was going to touch his favorite animal, which was a starfish. So he was all about that experience. And we did a quick survey of the staff at the end, and I asked them I wanted to get feedback in terms of what we could continue to build upon. So I said, how much did you enjoy camp? And all but one said that they loved it and they were willing to come back next year. One said that they would consider it. Maybe they need to take it off. And then I think the field trips were very long days. They averaged about a 12-hour day. And so that made me very nervous because I don't want to burn teachers out. I know that they have a lot on their plates, but I was so excited to see that most of them said they would do it again in a heartbeat because the joy and the experience that their students had was well worth the time and the stress that those days brought them. And so they're, even in their surveys, they're willing to go beyond even where we went, go further, do more, because our kids deserve it. So thinking ahead to, I can't say really next year because it's technically this year now, I have had the pleasure of hiring 2 TOSAs, and so that's going to give us the opportunity to build even more partnerships across our community, but also give us an opportunity to dig deeper into what we're seeing in intervention and being able to use data to really guide and plan our instruction moving forward. We have every intention of continuing with intervention and enrichment at all of the elementary and middle schools. Whatever teachers are willing to do beyond the school day, we are willing to support them in those endeavors. And then we'll continue with our tutoring through varsity. We've already set up their new contract. We've already sent out a new flyer for this school year. We've had a ton of parents already interested in enrolling. And we'll continue our partnership with Think Together. Again, like I said, we have a lot of kids that have enrolled, and we're super excited about that. One of the goals of ELOP is to not have any wait lists. So as long as Think Together is able to secure staff, our goal is to have no wait lists for our families. We'll continue with our non-instructional days. So we'll have the October PD day, the 2 days in November for Thanksgiving break, and then we're going to do the 3 days at the start of winter break in partnering with Think Together to provide that extra support and those opportunities for our students. And then we will have camp again, winter camp during the 3rd week of break, and we are already working with Aziz Farms. We're going to do snow day, so we're somehow going to figure out how to bring snow to the farm. And Mark Tadros is an amazing individual, and I give him an idea and he runs with it. So brace yourselves, get your mittens ready, because snow is coming to the desert. And then we're going to partner again with the Firebirds. They happen to have a game on Saturday the 6th, so clear your calendars. We'll need chaperones for that as well. And then spring, we are going to be doing the 2nd week of break. I'm not sure. I have a few ideas up my sleeve. I'm not sure what's going to pan out, but I want to do big things for our students. They deserve the world, and I want to give them as many opportunities as we can. And then we will, again, do summer camp and possibly extend it up through that July 4th holiday. give us a few extra days, give the kids a few more opportunities, and get out of town, get out of the heat, but most importantly, get out of town and see new places. Because the more we can give them experiences, the more they know what's out there. I'll just quickly share, we had a mother from Painted Hills over summer camp who had asked if there was any way that we could drop her son off at home after one of the field trip days because she worked at night. And so we worked all of the logistics out, and she said, I have never left the valley. And so my son has never left the valley. And as a 7th grader, she wanted that opportunity for him. And that's exactly why we're doing this. This is why we are doing these programs, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity because our students need to see what exists outside. They need to know what's beyond the windmills. And this is an opportunity for them to do that. And whether they go out and explore more of the world and decide to come back and give back to their community, that's great, but I want them to have that opportunity. So we will continue with our rotations. We have cooking, we have dance, we have art, but we're adding in a sports component this year as well with partnering with Elevo. They're gonna work with us and they're also gonna work with Think Together. So we've been able to make sure that more opportunities are also working for our Think Together students because we wanna have 2 separate groups. So cooking will work with our students that don't attend Think Together, and then they will work with the Think Together group so that we're targeting even more kids throughout the day. And that is it. 18 minutes, yes.
Very well done. Any questions or comments? Go right ahead, Tom.
I have a couple questions. Did any of the kids get turned away? I know you mentioned.
So we were fortunate enough that winter and spring camp, we were able to take in everybody. I will say that for summer camp, our enrollment was so much higher than we had anticipated. So we had a wait list for the summer program. We ended up enrolling 1,149 students, and we had about 150 on the wait list. As students didn't show up or were removed from program, we were able to add more in, but we definitely weren't able to get to everybody. So our goal next year, I'm hoping that because of the momentum that we've built with our certificated and classified staff this year, that we'll be able to expand next year and make sure that we don't have kids waiting.
Okay. And then one more follow-up. What is something that you that you ran into, that something that you possibly can do this year that you didn't see coming, that was unexpected, that you can kind of?
There was a lot of unexpected this year.
Well,
there was a lot of learning, not so much unexpected, but a lot of learning on my behalf.
One of the biggest ones.
I think for me, I am looking forward to having more opportunities to dig into the data next year or this year. A lot of teachers, they pulled in the students that they felt need, but I think we can target even better and really be able to focus in on even more students across the schools.
And so, this is the last question.
Oh, of course.
And
You
so,
can ask as many as you want.
and so when are you guys, how early do you guys discuss this, or how often is it pushed out to the parents?
For our programs? So I will push out flyers as programs come to be. So for this year, I'll be able to do a schedule so parents kind of know ahead of time, not necessarily signups, but at least keep an eye out for these types of programs. The school sites, when they do intervention and enrichment, they send them out themselves. But the nice part is that because we're going to Parent Square, I'll be able to make sure that everything is shared district-wide, all at the same time. Whereas last year, I had to rely on the principals to push things out. So school sites sometimes got things out faster than others. So this year, it'll be really nice to be able to have that moving along. But I usually try and give them, for camps, at least a solid month, because on our end, we're having to do nutrition, busing. We go through all of our students to make sure that all of their health accommodations are met as well. Yep. And just if I can add on to your question, I'm hoping to partner more closely with special ed this year and see if we can integrate our ESY programs into our camps as well, so that all of our students have opportunities to participate and it becomes more inclusive. Because that's always been my goal, is I want everybody to have the chances. And I know that there's gonna be some kinks to work out with that, but I definitely wanna make sure that that opportunity is available.
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions. Thank you. It was a wonderful presentation. I was wondering, because parents have asked me, can students attend another school's after-school activities? Say you went to Landau and you wanted to go to Rio Vista for a program they had there.
We are promoting across schools right now, solely because that would probably be a logistical nightmare right now. Potentially as we grow, we might. The thing is, for almost all of our programs, we've had such interest even just at the school site that I think it would be hard to be bringing kids in, especially because we start right at 2:45, and if it's only a half an hour program, it might be kind of a challenge.
Thank you. And the other question is, I know that our elementary schools start at 7:45. Do we provide any kind of a program before 7:45 at our elementary schools for this year?
We are not providing anything before. Generally, in most of the campuses, the gates are opening 20 minutes prior with staff supervision. Some of them are even a half an hour. So we haven't explored the idea of doing a before school for the elementary.
It's at middle school?
Yes.
Okay.
So the gates open, or Think Together begins at 7 at the middle schools. I'm looking at Lisa because I always forget if it's 7 or 7:30.
Okay, those are my questions.
Of course.
Thank you again, it was
And
great.
I did follow up with Boys and Girls Clubs, so we're working on developing more partnerships across our desert as well.
Thank you very much.
I want to make the comments. Thank you for
course.
everything, the whole programs that you helped the school to offer to the student. It's a good opportunity for parent engagement and a student to know each other, spending more time together.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Just real quick, I'm interested in varsity tutors.
Yes, sir.
I think I heard a number that 200 students took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Did we start it late or something? Because that seems like a low number to me.
So previous to this school year, we were working with FEV tutoring. That was what we had kind of started the year. Varsity was there, but not really. So we got varsity rolled out in about October of this year, but I don't think the word truly got out. What really built some of our strength was I got a new flyer out for conference week. And so that's kind of when things took off. Our push this year is to try and get it more to the middle schools than high schools. That's, believe it or not, most of our students are coming from the elementary sites right now. So I think there's more to be done at the middle school and high schools. And so that's a focus of mine this year. Middle school, we struggled across intervention enrichment programs, even at camp. Middle school enrollment was lower. So I need to figure out the mind of a middle schooler if that's possible.
Yeah, right, yeah. No, I think that type of tutoring is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
It's somewhat heartwarming to hear that it's taking hold in elementary, because I think that will follow them
Yes.
their whole educational career, so that's
I was
fine.
excited to see so many that continued through summer, because I think that speaks highly of the tutors that have been chosen and the pairings that the company is making, that it is meaningful for them. And we're not denying any kids hours. When they sign up, they get 20 hours to start with, but as soon as those hours expire, we don't say you're done. We add more hours to their account. So they are never without hours.
That's good, glad to hear. Well, thank you very much. I tell you, you took a blank slate, and I can't believe how much you've accomplished
Thank you,
in
John.
just a short period of time. Simply amazing. Thank you.
It's been awesome, and I appreciate your support in allowing me this opportunity, because it's exciting to get to know so many community partners and figuring out how we can build so many more meaningful programs for our students.
So valuable to the
Yep.
member. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Hey, John, I got a quick question for the public standpoint of it. Can you elaborate a little bit more on varsity tutoring? What is that kind of about?
Well, if I understand it correctly, it's live tutoring.
Yes.
They were using like a tutor that was a chat box type tutor where you'd type in your question, let's say, and then the tutor would respond by typing. Here, they're actually interacting with a live individual during this tutoring session. Yeah, I guess it's Zoom, by Zoom.
Yeah, they access it through their Clever. So as soon as they call our office, we sign them up with Varsity. It gets loaded onto their Clever account, and then they access it straight through there.
And is that K through 12?
It is. Yep,
Okay.
TK through 12, actually.
Yeah, TK,
Yep.
okay.
All right, thank you very much, Amber.
Thank you, Amber. She has a little gift for you.
Oh, we like gifts. Well, thank you very much. Next up is item 12, our public hearings. 12A is a public hearing and consideration of resolution authorizing the dedication of an easement to Coachella Valley Water District. The board now opens that public hearing on the dedication of a utility easement to Coachella Valley Water District for the installation of an underground pipeline at Landau and Sunny Sands Elementary School. Have any comments been received by the district as to the dedication of a utility easement to Coachella Valley Water District for the installation of an underground pipeline at Landau and Sunny Sands Elementary Schools?
President Girardi, we don't receive any writing comments in this time.
Thank you very much, Sergio. Is there anyone present who wishes to provide oral comments on the dedication of a utility easement to Coachella Valley Water District for the installation of an underground pipeline at Landau and Sunny Sands Elementary Schools? Nobody? All right. Later in the agenda, the board will consider approving adoption of resolution number 2023/2024-06 and 2023/2024-07, authorizing the dedication of a utility easement to Coachella Valley Water District for the installation of an underground pipeline at Landau and Sunny Sands Elementary Schools. Seeing no other oral comments, I will declare the public hearing closed. Item 13 is board member comments. Anybody wanting to share anything tonight?
I just wanted to say something in regards to Ranch Mirage, is that I look forward, and I know our staff looks forward to working with the city of Rancho Mirage and trying to mitigate whatever's going on at Rancho Mirage High School, and also reestablishing our 2x2s with the city of Rancho Mirage. I just wanted to say congratulations to our cabinet and to Dr. Signoret and all the people that participated in the welcome back. It was wonderful, and I really look forward to the 23-24 school year, and I just think it was really uplifting. So thank you so much for that. We also are conducting right now, the Board of Education, a superintendent's search, and we would like to have input from not only our students, our parents, all staff and community members, and you can find a link to the survey, and in-person meetings can be found, I assume, through our website. And Ms. Joan, are you going to, is that posted already on our website? The search and the survey? And what it, and the link? Okay, all right, great, thank you. So we hope that we will hear from a lot of people in the community, from our staff, from our parents, and from students.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Okay, so, I went to a couple different things. I went to the residential new hire at Rancho Mirage High School on August the 4th. And it was pretty exciting to see them work as a team. I've seen them doing a lot of different events where they were working as a team, and just excited about working for our district. Next, I went to the back to school. I want to say congratulations to the back to school night. I'm missing my son right now, so I just want to tell his teacher and him that, you know, good luck, and I hope that we have a great year. And you know, I think today is Vista Del Monte and Rio Vista, I believe, Elementary is having their back to school tonight. And I also went to the welcome back for the Palm Springs Unified School District, and it was really exciting to see and hear about you guys, talk about your why and the reason for being who you are. And I think that helps the district to understand and our teachers to know who you guys are. Because sometimes we sit up here and a lot of people don't know why we do what we do. So I think that was a great idea to do that. I want to say a good job by the DRE team. They brought some of the excitement. Jarvis Williams was really excitable in his speech, and I think that it was really great. Also, Tim Bradley did a wonderful job. And also, I want to talk about, there's a backpack giveaway that happened in the Desert Highland area and all the other backpack giveaways that we have here in our city. And I just look forward to a great year, and pretty excited about learning more and being a little bit better than what I was last year. And lastly, I visited Mount San Jacinto, and Mount San Jacinto happens to be one of the schools that don't have our CTE program. And I would really love to see the CTE program there at that continuation school. I think that a lot of our children that might be in that continuation atmosphere is probably more inclined to go out into the work field. So I think that getting a trait and being able to have something that they can learn is something that's very important. And I really look forward to seeing the CTE program at Mount San Jacinto Community School.
Thank you, John. Yeah, also with my colleague, and in 8 seconds this year, we had a special meeting in Ego Second to move forward the superintendent research. I want to invite the parents, certified, classified employees, community members in general to participate in the survey available at the Palm Springs Unified School District website. It's a www.psusd.us. Your opinion is very important, and encourage everyone to participate. And also, yesterday I had the opportunity to attend the second session at the Palm Springs Unified School District Welcome Back event. There was a phenomenal event, and I would like to extend my appreciation and recognition to all employees, the school districts that with their passion, vocation, and effort impact the lives at all students. Again, welcome to the school year 2023-2024. Thank you for that. And this morning, I meet with Tony, with Dr. Singore, one-to-one. It's a one informal conversation to know more about each other. And we try to do these ones in monthly basis. Thank you for your time, Tony. Thank you. A good conversation.
Thank you, Sergio. I too want to echo my fellow board members. The welcome back, both sessions yesterday were incredible. I want to thank staff for putting on such a wonderful event. The theme, our why, remembering why you do this, I thought was very, very powerful. It's something we should reflect on more often than we do. It was really a pleasure to meet Tim Bradley. I got to tell you, that guy, he's a special individual. There's no question about it. He's incredibly humble. He's got a great perspective, and he's one of the best cheerleaders I have ever been around. And I want to thank him. I want to publicly thank him for taking time out of his day to help us out in this school district. Quick shout out again to Marie Stevenson, math teacher at Rancho Mirage High School, teacher at Riverside County, Teacher of the Year. What a great honor, well-deserved honor, and congratulations, Marie. Also, I just want to go back to the welcome back. Jarvis, if you're listening, take it on the road. They will pay you to do that. I mean, it was such a powerful message you gave. It was so well done. Congratulations. Thanks for being part of our team. Oh, finally, I want to thank the foundation. You may or may not know there was a fire in Desert Hot Springs that displaced many people who live in mobile homes, and the foundation stepped up to receive donations to help those people out in this time of great need of theirs. So thank you very much for doing that. With that, I'll turn it over to our superintendent.
Thank you. Thank you very much, President Girardi. I would like to echo on the Desert Hot Springs event. First of all, express our sympathy to those families that were affected by that mobile home park fire. I was out of the country at that time, and when my first call was to Mr. Jeff Simmons, within minutes, I was reassured that our team was doing an outstanding job stepping in immediately to help out. And so I just want to express my gratitude to Mr. Simmons and his team. They did a great job, but also Sue Drummond and Desert Springs Middle School staff for the donations, Omar Tinoco and Teresita Perez, Desert Hot Springs High School team that also stepped up, and Laura Musel, Lisa Todd, Student Services, outstanding work. If I'm missing anybody, I apologize, but just the collective effort of the team and stepping in a very difficult situation was truly remarkable, and they deserve that recognition. Also want to recognize today Laura Dyson and her team for the mobile healthcare service. That is an outstanding service. I heard that we have 40 plus families that attended and took advantage of the mobile healthcare service. We have some more of their services that are going to be provided August 10th here at the district office, August 29th at Cathedral City High School, and August 31st at Desert Hot Springs High School. This mobile healthcare service provides physicals and immunizations for all Palm Springs Unified students. So definitely want to encourage members of the community to take advantage of that. I just also want to recognize the outstanding work of our team yesterday in the kickoff. That was the synergy, the energy, any word you want to use. That was absolutely phenomenal. This team and their work was just remarkable. Erika and Monica, you both did a wonderful job. Will Carr and his team, Vince also, my goodness, his voice, he should be on game shows as well. He was tremendous. Anthony also, who came in with the sound system. The board, all of you being there, meant a lot. Your support, being there for the staff, having the opportunity for them to interact with you was absolutely huge. And Tim Bradley, he was wonderful. His energy and support. And I just want to voice to all the teachers, staff, administrators that are listening, but we're there. You are the best, and you guys are going to do a tremendous job this year. So have a great start to the school year. Last but not least, my message just to students and parents. We are excited to see you tomorrow. Can't wait. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a great start to the school year. Just will remind everybody, attendance is extremely important. So please be in school every single day. We need to emphasize that strongly at all levels in the organization. And parents, back to school night, absolutely crucial for everybody to be there. So really want to encourage everybody to be there. So bottom line, have a great start to the year. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Tony.
Hey, John, can I say one thing?
Sure.
I cannot go without saying the solo about a young lady that did the Little Mermaid. Yeah, that was amazing. So there was a little young lady that sung Little Mermaid that was absolutely amazing, and I can't not let that go. She did a wonderful job.
Thank you, Charlie. All right, item 15A is approval of rejection of claim number 2023-2024-01, KC versus PSUSD 624784, OE7. Can I get a motion to approve item 15A?
Move for approval?
And how about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. Thank you. Item 15B, approval of monitoring report governing policy OE2, emergency superintendent succession. Could we get a motion to approve 15B?
I move the motion for approval.
Okay, we have a motion. How about a second?
Second?
We have a second. Any questions or comments? Everybody good? All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes. 15C, approval of revisions to board policy 5145.7, sexual harassment, OE11. May I get a motion to approve that item?
Move for approval?
How about a second, please?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. 15D, approval of amendment dated July 10th, 2023 to compromise and release agreement number 20/21-10 between parents and district dated February 19th, 2021, OE 6.1. May I get a motion?
I move for approval.
Anybody second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. 15E, approval of readmission of expulsion case 2022/2023-22 to Palm Springs Unified School District. May I get a motion for 15E, please?
Move for approval?
And somebody want a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. 15F, approval of readmission of expulsion case 2022/2023-23 to Palm Springs Unified School District, OE 11. May I get a motion?
Move.
Motion? How about a second, please?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. 15G, approval to amend contract C0003796 with First Student Incorporated, OE 6.3. May I get a motion for that item?
I move for approval.
Motion, thank you. How about a second?
Second.
Second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passes. Item 15H, approval of agreement number C0004665, grant program services agreement with Think Together for the 2023/2024 ACES program, OE 6.2. May I get a motion for that item, please?
I move for approval.
Thank you, Sergio. How about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed, thank you. 15I, adoption of resolution number 2023/2024-06, authorizing the dedication of a utility easement to Coachella Valley Water District for the Landau Elementary School underground pipeline installation. May I get a motion?
Move for approval?
I have a motion. How about a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. 15J, adoption of resolution number 2023/2024-07, authorizing the dedication of a utility easement to Coachella Valley Water District for the Sunny Sands Elementary School underground pipeline installation, OE 12.5. May I get a motion to approve?
Move for approval?
How about a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes. 15K, adoption of resolution 2023/2024-08 by the governing board approving the establishment of Fund 49, Capital Project Fund for Blended Component Units, OE 5. May we get a motion to approve 15K?
I move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Everybody good with that? Okay. Jeff, is there anything you'd like to say?
Sure. Fund 49 is a way we can account for the CFD mitigation dollars. So normally in this process, we collect developer fees, which goes to Fund 25. But in this case, because it's a CFD, it's called mitigation fees because they're paying us a different amount than the developer fee. So we have to account for it in a different fund, which is Fund 49.
And that's just for a specific area of our
Correct.
district, right?
It's just for that CFD one that was, we recently did a resolution for the only CFD that we have, but that's where we have to account for our mitigation, the fees that are paid to us from that, and where the accountant will audit those particular funds.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. That takes us to item 16, the superintendent's consent item, where we will make a motion and vote on 16A to 16S in one vote. When you make the motion, I would like to pull item 16D for another meeting. So would anybody like to make a motion to approve the superintendent's consent items except for 16D?
Move for approval.
We have a motion. How about a second, please?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. Item 17, 17A is approval of meeting minutes from July 11th, 2023. Can we get a motion for that, please?
I move for approval.
Thank you, Sergio. How about a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. 17B, approval of special board meeting minutes for August 2nd, 2023. May we get a motion for that item?
So moved.
Thank you, Karen. Can we get a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Item 18 is information item. 18A is ECE roadmap, OE 10.1, and 18B is early Head Start and Head Start reports per requirements for the Head Start Act for May 2023, OE 10.1. I'd like to note the board has received and reviewed this information. Item 19 is suggestion for future agendas. Anybody have anything they would like to discuss in the future? No, we're all good tonight? Okay. Item 20 is our setting of our next regular board meeting, which will be on August 22nd, 2023 at 6 p.m. right here at the district office. Item 21 is a debrief. Anything you guys want to debrief on?
I just have a question about Think Together. It's kind of hard to piece together how much their total cost is for the year. I know it changes, but if you could send that in a Friday or just let us know, what is the yearly cost of Think Together?
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? All right.
No.
Item 22 is adjournment. May we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion. How about a second?
Second.
Thank you, Charlie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion passed. We're adjourned.